Let's search this stuff here. Another mop. Is it worth it? Well, soap. Produces a nice leather smelling of mint and lemon. Kills 99% of bacteria according to the ads. Piece of cloth. A piece of thick fabric. They make blue uniforms out of it. As well as padding for tools and bags. Let's take those. Let's take that.
Get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the...
Already. TV set. Cronus propaganda videos are playing on every channel. Margarita Tchenko.
Get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
The smell of good tobacco wafts off this tall, portly woman from a meter away. A black lacquered pipe, an open logbook full of signatures, and a metal flip calendar sit on the counter in front of her. A small nameplate reads, Margarita Tkachenko.
Tkachenko.
The woman fixes her coppery hair with one hand and casually lights her pipe.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Her voice is deep and gravelly.
Ask her for your personal weapon.
Margarita thumbs back a couple of pages in her logbook.
I see. This was your first receipt.
She glances at her Kairos, looks at you, snorts, and retreats to the shelves. Tkachenko returns a couple of minutes later, carrying a device looking like an industrial-sized pneumatic staple gun. She looks at the thing in her hands, and then at you, enjoying your reaction.
This here's called the Kraut. It's a pneumatic gun for staples and nails. It's not technically a weapon, but when has that ever bothered you oranges?
It's obvious this isn't Tkachenko's first time demonstrating the Kraut. She retracts the attached blade and shows you how air is forced into the cylinder to create pressure for shooting. When she's finished, she sets the weapon on the counter in front of you.
Accept the firearm carefully with the barrel aimed downward like you were trained. Take the weapon in one hand, pointing at Tkachenko, and declare, "This is my turf now." Grab the weapon and sling it over your shoulder. We know how to handle guns. Let's just be safe with it.
Margarita drags on her pipe and releases a puff of thick yellow smoke.
I see you know the rules and won't cause problems.
Ask her about the weapon's drawbacks.
Tkachenko takes a leisurely draw on her pipe.
If you ask me, there are tons of pluses. You won't accidentally kill anyone, and the Kraut doesn't need cartridges. Very practical.
Ask about servicing the weapon.
The black is taken aback by your question. She spreads her hands, never letting go of her pipe.
I take it she's shrugging. She doesn't really know or care. Thank her and leave.
The armorer shrugs, puffing indifferently on her pipe.
It's the least I could do. We have a requisition list from the Silvers. For free, you receive only rubbish. If you want the real deal, check out the weaponry shop. Or me.
Item quality. Weapons, equipment, and other items may have different quality. High quality items are more expensive, less common, but have better characteristics and a lot of useful properties.
Sign your name in the meantime. And one last thing.
Margarita points at the nail gun and hands you a few cylinders.
You can load it with more than just nails. Pebbles, glass, screws, coins. You can basically scavenge your own ammo. Though additional cylinders are only issued with a signature that you'll never get from those bloody bureaucrats. So if you need more, you'd better find or barter for them. Or craft them on your own. A useful skill. You'll see.
Looting. When exploring the dome, you'll find many chests, drawers, and boxes, the contents of which can be of some value. Some of these containers can be opened without problems, some are locked or even tripwired. Remember that many things have owners, and appropriating of another's property is a criminal offense. Right, bartering, we read about that. Crafting, making ammunition, tools, food and medicine is one of the most important and useful skills. Some items can be created literally on the go, but most of them will require a special workstation. For example, you need a stove or a bonfire to cook. To make items you need materials of different types. Materials can be bought from merchants, found in various containers, or obtained by disassembling an unnecessary item. You will also need a certain skill level corresponding to the item type.
Leaning over the counter, the black points somewhere off to one side.
Now it's time for your training. Fatherby is already waiting for you by the big gate. He's a bit dotty, but a good man nonetheless. But before the training zone, go see that wizard guy with his toothpicks. Be careful around him, though. Don't let him pitch you a line. Psychic my ass.
She winces in disgust.
Read that already? Functional keys. Encased has several modifiable keys that will make your gameplay much more comfortable. Hold down shift to view more detailed tooltips of an item. Hold virtual key force attack to attack characters and doors. Hold Alt to highlight interactive objects lying on the ground.
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
Flower pot. Well, may as well. Well, some money in there. Don't mind me, just looking at your flowers.
I repeat.
Bazooka Girl comic book issue. Stick that. He doesn't seem to mind. That's fine. Let's talk to Andre Mihai.
A lean silver with thick black hair and a huge cigar clamped in his teeth is sitting in front of you. As you approach, he flashes a sly grin and slowly raises an outstretched hand above the table. Something really weird happens. All the paper clips, pencils, scattered toothpicks, and bits of trash float up from the table and hang in the air. The silver badge reading Andre Mihai, Science Instructor, floats up as well.
Let's see. Do we want to be skeptical or do we want to act like nothing is happening? Let's win skeptical. You are not going to be fooled by some parlor tricks.
The silver trills with laughter. He approves of your reaction. The objects fall back to the tabletop with a light clatter.
Here for the briefing, huh? Shall we get to it?
He takes the cigar out of his mouth and exhales a lush cloud of smoke.
Say you're ready for the psionics briefing.
The
Here, let's
silver
go.
props his elbows on the table.
Anyway, here's the deal. It's more profitable for people with a high psyche to study psionics. Give me your hand.
Well, we have the lowest psyche available.
Not waiting for an answer, he grabs your hand with strong, dark fingers. Andre gropes your hand briefly, then lets go, disappointed.
The pills, huh? The anti-migraine, sleeping pills, neuroleptics, downers. What do you mean you don't take them? Well, off you go then. That means no talent, huh? Why waste time? No wasting time now. But alas, regulations demand it, so I'll give you a glove too. Regulations, huh?
The silver takes a thin glove covered in talc from his desk and passes it to you.
Look, a glove, right? But it isn't just a glove. This is an ooh mama hold me tight glove. It takes energy from your noggin, your psyche, and pew, concentrates it.
He counts off on his fingers.
Learn psionics. Put on the glove. Transform energy into the necessary shape. That's the whole briefing. Simple? Simple. Now to your questions, huh?
Ask him to tell you about psionics and its origins.
The Silver takes a pull at his cigar and releases a self-important puff of smoke.
Psionics. It's a gift for all of us. The forefathers took off someplace. Poof, gone. Only the dome remains. And this. Psionics, huh?
He rocks back in his armchair, puffing on his cigar. The toothpicks again slowly rise up from the table. Mihai spreads his dark hands. Toothpicks hover around his head in a kind of halo.
Scientists say everyone has an organic skill called psyche. You have it, I have it, everyone has it, uh-huh. Big psyche, you got talents. Small psyche, no talents. You'll need to carry a lighter all your life.
Let's ask him to show us a trick.
It doesn't take the psychic long to think of something. A small 2-com bond coin jumps up from the table and an invisible force folds it in half. The ruined coin drops into a glass already almost full of coins in the same state.
So we can ask him for another trick?
You don't have to ask him twice. Mihai picks up a light bulb from the table, gripping the base in his hand. The filament begins to glow faintly. Soon enough, it comes to full heat and glows bright orange. In a little over a second, the bulb is shining with a steady white light. The Silver laughs contentedly.
Even more tricks?
Mihai spreads his hands good-naturedly as if to say, "You're welcome." The toothpicks on the table skitter around for a moment, arranging themselves into a curse word. The Silver laughs loudly at his joke. The cigar falls from his mouth to float in the air, ash flaking weightlessly from the tip.
Let's see if he'll tire of us if we ask him for another trick.
In reply, Andrei jumps up from his armchair and thrusts his face close to yours, exhaling foul cigar smoke.
Quickly, think of a number, huh?
The unexpected question calls a bunch of different numbers to mind, but you can't seem to decide on one. The Silver looks into your eyes.
3, 14, 13, 76.
He easily names every number you've got in mind.
And we can just keep on going.
Mihai shakes his head
Ah.
wearily.
No, enough tricks. I'm exhausted. Psionics it requires strength. Drains you. Remember that, huh?
I repeat, get a lock
Why does he have...
pick to your utility
Right, we can sit.
belt, then, apply it to
Why
the
does he
door.
have a weapon
Yes.
symbol above his head?
Apply
Oh,
is
because we can
the
barter with him, maybe. What does he have
Mihai
actually? Let's see.
smiles around
Barter.
his cigar.
You got some business here. No? Even better, huh?
Do you need some scissors? What's this actually? Airgun, right. No. That's enough for now. Marine Phelps, there we are. A Psi glove. So we can actually wear it, but let's equip this thing. Pickpocket. Dig. Scan.
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word. I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, you're doing great. All right, off you go. I'll keep working on this lock because of that orange. Hey-ho.
Okay.
Welcome onto the
Letizia.
dome. An amazing excursion. Greetings.
This young woman's polished badge reads Letizia Rivares. She's carrying a stack of glossy leaflets under her arm. You see another stack of leaflets on a nearby armchair. She approaches you cautiously. Are you busy? I have useful information for Orange Wing employees who wish to mend their ways. The silver smiles broadly. My name is Letizia Rivares. Give me 5 minutes of your precious time and I'll tell you about the remarkable career opportunities and breathtaking perspectives awaiting you under the dome. Don't turn me down, this is important. Why not? Agree to listen. Riviera's beams. Great. Take a seat, please, and I'll tell you how Cronus will change your life. Letizia tosses her arm in the air with excitement. You've chosen to show responsibility and go straight. The dome opens its doors to you and offers... let's just listen in silence. Offers you respectable, decently paid work as a laborer, cleaner, junior technical assistant, porter, loader, dishwasher. Promotion to work in a special laboratory is also possible, and in extra special cases, even reassignment to another wing. She's almost shouting now. Riviera's forces her smile back into place. Cronus gives everyone a chance for a new life. Thank you for being with us. The silver falls silent and simply stares at you. Thank you for the speech. Say sarcastically that the speech was both incredibly useful and inspiring. Tell Letizia her speech is nothing but stupid and cheap corporate chest thumping for simple-minded fools. Yeah, it's probably 3, but let's just thank her for her speech. I'm glad you liked it. Usually people don't see how important this stuff is. The girl offers you a colorful booklet. If you were honestly interested in the speech, maybe you'd like to look through the leaflet. The dome is as your new home. An exciting read for the entire family. Tell her the dome isn't a home, but a prison. Yeah, it is in some ways, since we can't leave. Let's just take the leaflet. Let's not start any ruckus. You take a glossy leaflet with colorful picture on the cover. White and pink houses, palm trees and luxurious cars. You can't actually find all these things under the dome, though the picture is beautiful. The instant the leaflet is in your hand, Rivares offers you a couple more. How about a few more for your friends? No? Well, alright.
I hope to see you again soon.
Let's see about that. Let's read it. Welcome under the dome. This is your new home now. And for the foreseeable future, so what is it like? Technically speaking, the dome is an invisible, semi-permeable barrier, most likely a force field of unknown nature. The dome covers a large part of the desert, completely isolating the area within from the outside world. Our scientists believe this allowed the structure, objects and relics of the forefathers, the name we've given the mysterious civilizations that created the dome, to remain so well preserved. And we're here to explore all this. By the way, if you think the desert consists of nothing but sand, you're mistaken. There are extensive salt marshes and deep swamps, rich oases and rocky ridges under the dome. Let's look at what's located where. Geographically, we separate the desert into 4 sectors: north, south, east, and west. The most populated sectors are the east and the north. That's where you'll find the most of our large-scale construction, excavations, and new highways being laid. The west of the dome is where one finds the salt marshes and white sand hiding many of the forefathers' underground complexes. The south is a desert in the common meaning of the word. The main solar batteries that power our system are installed there. Wherever civilization has gained a foothold, one can find its faithful companions, infrastructure and household comfort. Here at Cronus we believe a happy employee is a productive employee. An obligatory prerequisite for happiness is the material abundance available to everyone in exchange for money. You can be sure there's no corner under the dome, within its habitable zone of course, where you won't be able to gas up your car, buy high quality, vacuum packed and thermally insulated goods. Read that day's newspaper with a cup of coffee or review the movies industry's newest novelty. In addition, all medical, fire and repair services are provided to our loyal residents. Corporate and municipal laws and rules are upheld by our Black Wing security service. In case of vehicular breakdown, you can always call for a tow truck and a taxi, or varying comfort levels. We also promptly deliver your mail and postal orders from the outside world. Phone numbers for emergency services and the contact information of reception managers for all wings are available on the last page. Once again, welcome to the Dome, your new home. Gain 24 experience. How are we getting along with experience actually? 3 more points and we'll level. Let's see. Who do we have to talk to? That door is
Welcome under
open.
the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient
Holographic
civilization.
table.
Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and
This desk is a bit different from the others on this floor. It's covered with a thick layer of cellular glass treated with luminophore. Every little point of the surface emits a weak yellow light. Some of them glow brighter, some dimmer. The worktop has a huge built-in digital display, rows of glowing points from a detailed map of the area under the dome. You touch the screen with your fingertips and the static makes the hairs on your arms rise. Look at the center part. You have a bird's eye view of Concord Station. The main structure, built in the rock, is a harsh white against the backdrop of yellowish sand. So yeah, the place where we're at now is smack dab in the middle of the dome, it seems. Look to the north. The image pans down and zooms in slightly to display the northern territories. This is the most developed part of the dome. 3 highways lead from Concord to Magellan Station, the observation deck and the city. The D11 Bremen, C13 Cincinnati, and C12 Nashville objects are also located here. Audio guide, which isn't voiced at all. Okay. Speakers hidden within the table come to life. In the north are the first autonomous living and research bunkers under the dome. And in a couple of years you'll find a real city in this location. No, the city with a capital C. This will be the ultra-modern light of civilization, a utopia to which every city on Earth will aspire. Look to the south. The desert to the south is colored a bright brick red. Something huge and shapeless, resembling a poorly drawn star, casts its disjointed rays across the sand. Nearby the site designation 010 Ankara glows blurrily white. Turn audio guide on. Turn your attention to our vast research facilities and institutes. The south of the dome is the scientific and industrial center. Here is where we forge our future together. Sounds from the invisible speakers. Look to the west. You stop the display over the pale lands to the west, which consist mostly of milky white patches of salt marsh. The west of the dome is amazingly empty. Turn audio guide on.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
Small ripples cascade across the table surface. The audio guide is on. In the west of the dome, you'll find our sprawling recreation areas. Spas, bars, massage parlors, casinos, and romantic resorts are already available and waiting for every employee. Aha, look to the east. You gently pull the tight fader slider to the right. The eastern section of the dome has several unfinished facilities and abandoned buildings. Paved roads are almost absent, all but a lonely fractured highway dusted with sand. Turn audio guide on. A loud voice like a salesman blares out, "The eastern part of the dome is the business center. This is where the action is, literally. Look at the grids of glistening rooftops, at the construction machines scurrying about, digging trenches and building roads. This is the project of the century." Okay, step away. So, we'll be going to the north, I take it, when we're done here. Because they told us we were going to Magellan. What do we have here? Norman Potter. The stubby black face brightens upon your arrival. Norman Potter is written on his badge. There's a plastic peace sign next to the badge, in violation of regulation.
Hi there.
Hello, sister. Do you know that 2 out of 7 Kronos employees die violently? We House of Kindness activists want to change that. He gives you his hand. He's sporting a couple of friendship bracelets. He slaps at his pockets. Alas, I don't have any more leaflets, but don't worry, I'll tell you all about non-lethal weapons and how to defeat an opponent without killing him. I was in fact wondering why a hippie was serving in the Black Wing. But let's ask about the non-lethal weapons he's talking about. Very good, this will change your life, he smiles. When you arrive under the dome, you are issued weapons, but they never explain that almost any kind of weapon can use non-lethal ammunition or attack methods. Non-lethal ammunition causes severe fatigue. After several attacks, the enemy may be knocked unconscious. Norman explains passionately. Non-lethal weapons include tasers, pepper spray, and tranquilizer darts can also be acquired under the dome. And there are martial arts techniques that only take the enemy out of action without killing. Remember the main thing: if you want to win without killing, you have to exhaust your opponent. The black finishes expressively. Ask him what House of Kindness is. This is our commune. We practice meditation, walk on coals, we don't eat meat, and are trying to give up plastic, Norman explains proudly. Yeah, why is a hippie serving in the Black Wing? It's my mission. I chose Black Wing to prove by example that military service without violence is possible. He proclaims theatrically, his hands on his peace sign. Let's move away.
I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah. In quite a few games, I tend to pick the non-lethal option. The first reboot of Deus Ex I did non-lethal. The Metal Gear series. Well, you could not do it in the first one, but since 2 you could do non-lethal. More recently, Cyberpunk I did non-lethal. Dishonored I did on non-lethal. But I've never done an RPG of this type, non-lethal. I don't think there was the possibility, really. Let's search some more stuff here. Piece of cloth, take that. We leveled up. Great. Let's see if we can get some skill points. We got 18 skill points. So let's... Right. The crowd gives us +5. But... Let's... let's push it up to 20. In case we don't have the crowd. Criminal. What do we get? Right, use or not use. Smoke bombs. Learnability +25 in stealth. Survival, well, we already passed the 60 threshold. What do we get at 90? Cutting plants seems useful. So we might have pushed this to 90. We'll get to 90 next level. And then we get light weapons to 60 also. Yeah. Let's do that. Do we get any perks? Save change. Yes, this is fine. School of Hard Knocks. Right. I take it we don't have... We probably don't get a perk this level. Ooh, oh, okay. I wanted to mention we had quite a lot of perks, but these are the ones we can have since we, yeah. Yeah, this perk was, if you look at the Steam community hub, there is someone that recommends a build that is kind of maybe it's patched now, but it seemed to kind of break the game really, and it involves taking this one. If you put brains, the brains ability or stat at 11 by taking the scientist route and put all the others at 5, and then you can take this and you get the maximum amount of stat points each level. And then you can be, you can do pretty much everything you want. But that didn't seem fun to me, really. Yeah, so we can lockpick now. Well, we could already, but we can do it unaided now. A turret.
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information and receive a powerful leaflet.
Sebastian van Ulden.
You see a tall scientist in a white lab coat, bathed in the dim lamplight. He almost appears to be hovering above the laboratory floor. The man turns at your footsteps. He's holding a paper clipboard and a pencil. His shimmering silver badge reads Sebastian van Ulden. He glances from you to the glittering watch on his wrist.
I want us to respect one another's time. Please speak loudly, clearly, and to the point. You must be the newcomer I was told about. Nice to meet you.
Finished with his unusual greeting, he offers you his thin hand.
Yeah, let's greet him and say you're here for the briefing.
The scientist puts the clipboard aside, raises his watch for a closer look, and sets the timer. He shows you his watch dial.
According to the rules of this briefing, I have to touch on a large number of topics. Therefore, I will do so very briefly. Do not interrupt me. When I'm finished, I'll answer your questions. Within regulations, of course.
Sebastian produces his handheld and clicks some buttons.
I checked your scanner. It's working and is connected to the Minerva database. Everything you scan will earn you Kronos or Forefathers knowledge points.
Minerva, a decentralized computing system that facilitates information flow throughout the dome, created by Siamese twins Sid and Phil, and that certainly was reflected in its design.
The instructor watches you with displeasure.
Are you listening? Scan everything that might be of scientific interest. First of all, anomalies. They could be dangerous. Make sure to always have medication with you.
He places a canvas pouch in your hand.
This pouch is full of bolts. You can temporarily discharge an anomaly by throwing a bolt into it. It's primitive, but reliable.
Van Olden pushes a button on his stopwatch.
So, my oral briefing fell within the allotted span of time. Any questions you want to ask me?
Ask him more details about how to scan objects.
Sebastian pulls a scanner from his pocket.
I will demonstrate this only once. To switch on the scanner, press the button on the right side of the manipulator housing. The scanning beam is narrow. It's intended to focus on one object at a time.
Right.
Van Olden turns on the scanner and continues.
My advice is to scan anything that might be of scientific or statistical interest. Relics, Forefathers objects, automatic doors, vehicles, vending machines, deceased employees.
Deceased employees? Remains. Scanning the remains of Cronus employees helps keep the human resources base up to date. By scanning the corpse you get access to the personal correspondence of the deceased, as well as information about the cause of death and the date of the death. The dead who do not have a special chip operating as a black box cannot be scanned.
He turns the screen
Alright.
so you can see it.
The scanner automatically transmits data to the Minerva system, and you receive knowledge points. Do you have any questions, or can we proceed to the practical part of our briefing?
Yeah, ask him what the Minerva database actually is.
Sebastian snorts skeptically.
Oh, great. You're even ignorant of the basics. Minerva is a mainframe located at Magellan Base, where you'll be going soon, by the way.
Right. Magellan, the main station of the North Sector. The majority of new employees are sent here before relocation to other facilities.
The Minerva disk stores the database containing every piece of information about the Dome and the company's employees. It is thanks to this scanning that the database is constantly updated. Are you ready for the second part of the briefing, or do you have any more questions?
The instructor looks at his chronometer again.
Ask what these knowledge points are and what the difference is between the two kinds.
The white scowls in annoyance.
Do you know anything at all? What did you come under the Dome for anyway? You get knowledge points for scanning objects. For scanning anomalies and relics, you receive Forefather points. Scanning the company's property and employees, living or dead, earns you Kronos knowledge points.
He explains with a sagacious expression.
Right.
You can exchange knowledge points for medication and equipment as part of the volunteer research program. Are you ready for the next part? The clock is ticking.
The instructor taps his watch meaningfully.
Ask for a list of useful medications for researching anomalies.
You'll need some one-use stimulator injectors, bandages to stop bleeding, and anti-radiation agents and radioprotectors, including ARAD-3.
The White ticks these off on his fingers. He produces a black-capped, transparent plastic jar out of his pocket.
According to protocol, you should have this medicine. I'll give it to you as soon as we proceed to the practical part of the briefing. Are you ready, by the way, or do you have any questions?
Ask him how exactly you can discharge an anomaly with a bolt.
The researcher winces.
Why do I have to spell out every single thing for you? Take a bolt, throw it at the anomaly, and it goes off. Any more questions?
No, I guess not. Say that you have no more questions and that you're ready to proceed with practice.
The scientist glances at his watch again.
You're within the time limit for questions. The next step is training in the artificial ecozone.
He rests one finger on the button in preparation to start the timer.
You're going to go downstairs and scan relics. I will be monitoring your progress. Please note there are several radioactive anomalies in the ecozone. These are the same conditions you'll be working in the field. Radioactive zones and relics are quite common under the dome.
He smoothly extracts a jar of yellow pills from his pocket.
Here's your ARAD-3. And one more thing. Just a moment.
Yeah.
Detailed plans are ready. According to them, there will soon be a real resource center.
Can we
But I'm
go
sure
there?
I'll come
Oh, I
in
guess so.
here and we'll feel like a real queen. This is
Welcome
Victoria
under the
Legrand.
dome. An amazing.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
Scanning. You have the scanning ability. To perform a scanning, select the ability in the panel, and then click on the object you want to scan. For each successful scan, you receive knowledge points, and the data obtained in the process is stored in your Cirrus X key. Right.
Van Olden gestures back at the ecozone.
You haven't completed scanning everything yet. Finish the task first.
Right. Can we scan this? Okay. Oh. Okay. Here we are. Oh, that's right. Not that. This one.
Careful around the anomalies. Touch one of them and you'll be injured.
Okay, so don't touch the anomalies. The world under the dome is full of strange and hazardous phenomena called anomalies. Most of them can injure, kill, or irradiate you. To detect and temporarily deactivate the anomaly, use the bolt throw ability.
Journal entry. A successful scanning attempt. You're doing all right so far. Go ahead. I'll keep an eye on you and make sure you don't screw it up.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
Journal entry. 2 objects scanned. And again, watch out for anomalies. Touch one and you'll be injured. Toss a bolt at the anomaly to discharge it.
Well, we don't have a shovel.
Journal entry. All 3 objects have been successful.
That's all 3 of them?
Inhospitable wilderness, you'll say. And I fully agree with you. But what if I told you that in a
Sebastian meets you on the platform.
Your finishing time is within the acceptable range.
Well, that's good to know.
He clicks the stopwatch button, fixing the result time.
Wait and see what Van Holden will say next.
The scientist turns back to his notes.
Not bad. One question. You observed several anomalies while scanning. Why do you think they appeared? I'd like to hear your opinion.
Answer that you don't know the causes, but you heard from other oranges about the consequences. Just say that you don't know. I don't know.
The scientist assumes a superior expression.
I knew you'd come up with something like that. I see you understand nothing about the nature of anomalies. So let me add a couple of points.
Right.
He glances at the shimmering blue light in the ecozone.
The truth is, we don't know the precise reason for these phenomenon either. We actually know nothing, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves otherwise.
Sebastian points a thin finger at the clustered lightning.
I personally believe that the anomalies are the dome's security mechanism. The ones you saw are relatively harmless, but there are different anomalies in the desert, phenomenon that toy with the human mind.
Van Olden clasps his hands behind his back.
I know you don't care, but I'll say it anyway. Scientists today are required to be wonder workers who can heal cancer with a wave of their hand and solve the secrets of the universe during their coffee break. For some reason, no one wants to understand that fundamental science is always an investment in the future. It produces no answers here and now.
The White's gaze strays back to his clipboard.
If something terrible happens under the dome one day, and I'm sure it will, science will protect no one. That is all. Off you go.
That is reassuring. Thank you.
Blindingly from the sun, and the air is as dry as a nun's gusset.
So we don't have a shovel, which is a shame. There doesn't seem to be anything else around here.
And receive a colorful leaflet.
Are we allowed in here? I guess.
An amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization.
I'm taking your
Listen to this
disinfectant.
information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
Well, we can rest in the medical bed.
Welcome Under the Dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization.
This leaflet is about dome's anomalies. It's no secret that the dome regularly surprises its researchers. We at Cronus prefer to deal with problems rationally. All surprises must be recorded and studied, and the results copied into the appropriate regulatory documents. Our employees' lives depend on it. One of the most common hazards under the dome is anomalies. Their origin and mechanism of action are still being studied by the committee's best minds. But one thing is certain, you must always be on guard in their vicinity. First, do not approach any type of anomaly without protective equipment. Ionizing radiation is the most frequent danger posed by these phenomena. In addition, electric shock, an alternating gravitational field, airborne toxins, and spontaneous combustions can occur. Remember, Cronus insurance only partially covers medical expenses. In case of damage to your health, purchase medication from certified vendors. If you must traverse an anomaly's area of effect, the committee's scouts recommend using a standard bolt. Anomalies tend to respond to the movement of physical bodies of almost any size. Throwing a bolt from a safe distance will trip the anomaly, after which the reboot phase begins. Until this phase is complete, the volume around the anomaly is relatively safe. Note: Blue Wing urges you not to remove bolts from working equipment and not to purchase them from Orange Wing employees. If needed, contact the warehouse for supplies. Military grade medkit.
Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
Sterile bandages and ATOX antidote, state-of-the-art substance that allows users to neutralize many harmful agents, including necroid toxin. Dressing made of thin fabric stops bleeding. Yeah, they're fine with us taking this, so may as well. Search the container. Relic dust. Well, it's worth a lot. Rapid forefather relic extractions inevitably comes at a cost. These tiny fragments and particles of forefathers' relics still retain their unusual properties. It was revealed that the dust somehow locally distorts space-time in a small area near itself, thereby slowing down time for those who are inside it. Clouds of these relic particles... well, hold on. Thereby slowing down time for those who are inside the cloud of these relic particles. You can also throw them at your buddies. Let's take that. Maybe wiser to hold on to it rather than sell it. Just looking at your flower pot here. Ooh. Panacea relic, a small relic of complex shape that resembles a bracelet of tin metal plates. Well, alright, we gained experience for that. But yeah, why on earth would you use it? Cool. Ah. So it does actually have a positive side effect as well. Highly accelerated regeneration during combat simulations, but at the cost of physical and mental deterioration.
Listen to this information, useful for all wings.
So that may actually not be too bad to just be wearing inside of combat then. Although, yeah, well, yeah. Interesting. The White Wing employee is whispering something. His eyes lifted to the ceiling. He doesn't even notice you. His coat is covered with multicolored stains of paint splotches. Even his badge, reading George Zarins, is blotted with something pink.
Oh, hello there.
The professor jerks his head up and squints nearsightedly. Yes, are you looking for a scientific curator? You found him. I can exchange your scientific data for incentive rewards. Tell him you want to know what forefathers' points reflected on the screen of your handheld are. Zarens looks at you with extreme surprise. He's certainly good at his expression of absolute puzzlement. Shuffling his feet like an old man, he comes up to you. Are you not ashamed of your ignorance? This is a revolutionary program launched by the corporation. You should know these things. Well, since he seems to be so excited about it, let's ask him for all the details about it. Zarens proudly puffs out his chest. Well, you've come to the right place. I am one of its creators. This program was created to support and motivate explorers. The White takes a communicator out of his pocket and turns the screens to face you. Numbers are appearing on the monitor. Apparently information about total uploads and volumes of transferred data. And it works perfectly. They come here and seed the database. Sometimes they scan the most curious things, but not without a material incentive. Of course, here, look at this. The professor taps on the scanner screen, on the scanner's lens with his crooked fingers. You scan, you get forefathers points and Cronus points. You take those points and exchange them for medicine, chemical agents, and everything else useful. Soon, a network of curators will be placed all over the dome. They reward explorers for their scientific data. Ask him exactly what you could get in exchange for these points. Yeah, what exactly can we get for these? The professor spreads his hands. That depends on the person you trade with. Typically, they might give you medicine, but it could be a weapon or armor. Some people might even give you experimental gear. Different things, all kinds of things. He sticks out his skinny chest with pride. Just so you know, not only I did invent this program, I participate as a licensed vendor myself. You and I could make an exchange. For your reference, Tell him you made sense of it and you want to exchange your points for something useful. George takes a perfectly clean Cirrus in a leather case out of his pocket. Which points do we deduct? He asked while clicking buttons. I don't know. Let's use Cronus points. I don't think we have any anyway. Right. Cronus points, huh? Well, let's take a look. Yeah, we don't have anything here. Use forefathers points. Ah, we do have some of that. You can get all this for forefathers points. Medical kit, Agilone, RAD 3, Red Force, Chemical Agent, Resurrection Kit. Yeah. Tell him you haven't decided yet what points to use and refuse to trade. You should be more diligent. You know what they say. None but the brave deserve the fair. What else can I do for you? Well, that's it for now.
I hope to see you again soon.
TV set, terminal. Can we use that? Some message is displayed on the screen. Let's read it. From Natalie Benoff to George Serens. That's our guy here. Dear program operator, kindly familiarize yourself with the August 1976 report. Number of active programs participants among employees 1217, of which 165 are new. Issued 4704 Cronus points, 18,924 forefathers points. Drugs issued for a total amount of 317,773 CB. Comparative analysis of median data over the past 6 months indicates that the number of program participants continues to grow at high rate. Among the main reasons are the effective explanatory work carried out by the project operators, as well as the explosive growth in the number of discovered and mined relics at the O10 Ankara and C12 Nashville sites. Attention, this message is sent automatically and you do not need to reply to it. Let's move away. Relic storage. Yeah, let's take some more dust here. The leaflet we wrote.
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of
We read that already. The Medbot. No. So yeah, still no shovel.
Hospitable wilderness, you'll say.
Please stand by for
Oh,
decontamination to
What
end.
if I told you that in a year
Well, we
you'd
lost our
be lying
radiation.
by a
That's
swimming
nice.
pool, sipping a margarita right on this spot.
Yeah, we talked to this guy.
Just the sci-fi here. The details.
Let's see what's got an autosave there. Let's see, where are we? Gunsmithing workbench. Can we get back there?
Hey, you. Yeah, you, lady. Stop blinking like a dummy. I'm talking to you. Don't scrunch your face at me. Come here. I'm talking business.
Okay, Daryl. Before you, you see a large hairy orange with funny round little glasses. He has a pack of fish snacks in his hand, and he dips his finger in it, carefully fishing small pieces out. Daryl Gilmore, loader, says the badge on his chest.
Hello.
He resettles his glasses on his nose and looks quickly around. Then he puts an arm around your shoulder and pulls you to him. Long story short, kitten, I have one offer, a business offer. You smell what I'm cooking? Okay, here's the thing. Do you see that hole behind my back? I've just returned from there, from shipping. I've been moving some crates. They weren't sealed for transit yet, so I checked a few of them out. And looky, there are relics inside. I thought you were rubbish. I thought they were rubbish at first, but no. These are solid relics. Category 2. Hold on. Daryl scoops a handful of orange-dyed crumbled some things out of his pack and puts it in his mouth. He chews and swallows, then goes on. Anyway, I can't get to those crates. There are guards in there now, but you look like the sort who can easily blend in. Would you sneak in like a ninja and grab something that's lying about? Don't forget about me, of course. The orange crumples his pack and rummages around for more snacks. Fresh out, sons of bitches. The main thing you should remember is to go quietly. Don't get caught on camera. Don't let the guards see you. It's gonna be okay. Stealth. When moving stealthily, you are much slower, but you're also much more inconspicuous. This is a useful skill that helps you easily get where you are not supposed to enter. While moving in stealth, try to stay in the shadows, avoid getting the guards and camera's field of view. Remember that any noisy action, be it a loud step or a shot, will immediately blow your disguise. Yeah, might as well. We're pretty good at stealth, and we are in an orange suit after all. Way to go, kitten.
Come back again.
Stealth mode allows you to steal and move without being detected by your opponents, while in stealth mode, watch the detection indicator displayed above the character. Once the indicator is full, you will be detected. You can go into stealth mode only if no one sees you. Press caps lock to display visibility areas. No, that was not what I wanted to do. Some more Genesis gear. Let's have a look. I'll have some soap and I'll leave the mop. Right. So what do we have?
Hey, you better not try to swipe anything around here.
What is he talking about? Anything? Empty Cronus coffin. Nelson Cunningham. An impassive man, his long grey hair in a bun, smokes a cigarette, dropping ash on his boots from time to time. The headphones hanging on his neck produce some metal music. Metal music? Yeah, that's possible. Mid-70s.
Glad to meet you.
The dull badge on his chest reads, Nelson Cunningham, Boreal Manager. Nelson takes a cigarette out of his mouth. Hi, feeling good, eh? It's a professional interest. Ask him what he's doing here. Cunningham approaches one of the containers and pets it tenderly. Prepare these guys here for cremation, waiting for the meat wagon. I'm here to kind of watch everything goes right. He sticks out his chest proudly, puffing out smoke. Wonder aloud what the boxes are for. Boxes? What a thing to say. Boxes? These are coffins. Nelson reacts as if you've insulted him deeply. He approaches one of the containers. These are the best coffins I have ever seen. Here a window to look at the dead. Wanna open or close it? Can do. Here's a latch to stop the lid from falling. Alright, technology. Cunningham swings open the coffin lid. Fortunately, this one is empty. Shaft comfortable. It's soundproof. Can sleep in all white. Wanna try? Uh, um, sure, let's lie down in one. Let's lie down. That seems like an alright idea. Nelson lets you approach the coffin. Okay, lie down. Just don't touch the latches. They act up sometimes. Um, Settle down in the coffin and observe that it's really comfortable. The blue laughs. Told you. I'm gonna go fetch me a coffee. Don't fall asleep. I'll cover you from prying eyes of the guard, okay? The lid swings shut, and with a bang you hear a soft metal click. Oh boy. You lie still for a while inside the coffin, listening to the complete silence. Nelson was right. Sleeping here must be really comfortable, though you can't see why a coffin should be soundproof. Let's lie here a while longer. The coffin's soft velvet upholstery tempts you to spend a couple more minutes inside. With your Cirrus flashlight, you study the brass tags inside the lid. The coffins are ordered especially by Cronus from Locker and Locker, the main furniture supplier for the dome. These guys must be making good money. Open the lid and climb out. You push against the lid, but it doesn't move. Oh dear. You remember hearing a metallic click when the coffin closed. It must have been the latches that Blue was talking about. So we can use our tech ability to look inside. Look for an inside catch that might open the coffin. Yeah, let's do this. You hastily search the inside of the coffin for some kind of latch. Unfortunately, your situation was not provided for. Let's bang on the lid. You bang on the lid, but no one comes. The coffin is soundproof after all, which means that not only can you hear nothing from the people outside, but they can't hear you either. Suddenly, you feel the coffin being raised up and almost immediately placed on something solid. Judging by the light vibration and bumps, you are being transported somewhere. Soon the bumps stop, and you feel the coffin being shifted again. A few seconds later, you sense heat. A square of crimson light is glowing. Oh dear, it's growing ever stronger before your eyes. It's a metal screen covering the coffin's window. Incandescence? I don't know the word. You scream as loud as you can, but no one hears you. Ah, your earthly path has come to an end. Oh. Well. Yeah, we read that already.